How much can we trust the food processing industries globally is a really big question. And today we have a case study of honey, which is one of the most adulterated products globally. It's not just the scenario in one country, but across the globe, honey is one of the most adulterated food that is available. In India, we have two of the tests that are there to understand the adulteration levels, and those are the C3 and the C4 test. Now, C3 test is the test which is used to understand how the plant processes through the C4 photosynthetic process, and this is a kind of sugar which is obtained from corn or sugar cane that is added to the honey. C3 includes the sugar obtained from rice and beetroot, which is added to honey as an adulterant. Now, the brands of honey which are able to pass these two tests are considered as are the on-store honey products or the honey brands in India. So if they have a concentration which does not have corn or sugarcane, rice or beetroot, that is considered fine. But there are recent studies which have shown NMR as a golden standard test. NMR is nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Now, this test has been developed by a German company, and the idea is to understand the level of adulteration in honey with fructose sugar. So, recently, what has happened is a different substitute has been created for Chinese by the Chinese companies, and that is the high fructose syrup. And this is a syrup which can surpass the C3 and the C4 tests that are done for quality assurance of honey in India. Now, these tests that have been created can go through the sugar obtained from corn, sugarcane, rice and beetroot, but the Chinese syrup, which is also called as the golden syrup or fructose syrup or the invert syrup, has surpassed the C3 and the C4 test. Also, the same product, the constituents of it have been imported into India and have been manufactured in units at various locations in Uttarakhand, and that has been under the brand of all pass syrup. That means that is a syrup that can pass all tests that are used for quality assurance. So definitely it's a very important time that customers have a good awareness about the kind of adulterants that are being used, and how various Chinese companies like Wuhu Dehi, which is in the area Wuhu, which is in the area of the Anshan, where you have the highest rice production in China, and the CNN Foods have been some of the industries which are involved with high fructose syrup production. Now, if we go by the Food and Agricultural Organization, that is FAO, the Codex Alimentarius Commission, the definition of honey is very simple. It's actually a natural substance which is obtained from honeybee when the honeybees suck the nectar from the plant, and the process through which they collect, transform and deposit, dehydrate and store it. So that is what is honey as per the official definition. But as we have seen, there has been adulteration, and the adulteration is not less. It is up to a level of 50%, because one of the case studies have shown the all pass syrup that we mentioned from Jaspur in Uttarakhand, which is in the Udham Singh Nagar district of Uttarakhand, has shown that up to 50% of adulteration of high fructose syrup, if made in the honey, is not detectable by most of the tests. And therefore, this is a big challenge for the industry as well. If we talk to any of the farmers, you will come to know that the rate at which the honey is produced, the raw honey rate, is around 90 to 100 rupees per kg. However, a farmer gets only 60 per kg for the raw honey. The reason being that there has been nearly 50% adulteration that has been seen with the high fructose syrup, which is not publicly named in most of the cases. But in the recent COVID scenario, there had been an increase in the consumption of honey across the country by 35%, considering this to be an immunity booster. But rather than being an immunity booster, it turned out to be a sheer poison. Why? Because due to high fructose syrup that is added and an adulteration of up to 50%, there is more of sugar intake that is going in, and because of this sugar intake, people are tending to get more and more obese. Now, what kind of obesity is most severe? Abdominal obesity, because due to the abdominal obesity, you would have stress on the lungs, and this would reduce your capacity, the capacity for the lungs. Now, if we talk about the benefits of honey, why it had been named as an immunity booster, that is the other side of the picture, is really interesting. Honey is made up of glucose and fructose. Glucose is one of the simplest sugar that body can easily digest, and fructose is the sugar obtained from fruit. However, honey is interesting because it's a combination of glucose and fructose based on the plant that the honey the honeybee is pollinating on. The content of the fructose and the glucose ratio would vary, and therefore we cannot say the exact ratio is how much. Also, honeybees are important because they don't only give honey, but they are an excellent pollinator. 35% of the world crops have a unique variety and a biodiversity that could be done because of the pollination that has been seen due to honeybees. And this honey also has numerous enzymes, amino acids and flavonoids. It also has antioxidant, antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, and because of which pure honey is considered as an immunity booster. But what we have on our shelves is definitely not a pure honey. We'll understand in a while how it actually happened. So CDC has warned that even if person tends to be moderately obese, the risk for developing the COVID infection significantly increases. And because of that, honey and the adulteration of honey came into limelight recently. If we talk about the developments that have been done so far by the government as such, we would understand that in 2010, there were rules that talked about the amount of antibiotics being found in honey. In 2014, there was how much and how little level of antibiotics should be present in honey as a tolerance limit. However, in order to reduce this level of antibiotics, what happened was syrup or sugar syrup was added to it. Now this sugar syrup tends to dilute the proportion of antibiotics that is present, so this standard was bypassed. However, in 2017 there were tests to detect the adulterations from rice, cane, sugar cane, beetroot, as we have seen, and these were the C3 and the C4 tests that were introduced. However, later on in 2018 we had introduction of TMR and SMR test, which was mainly for rice syrup that was done, but later on these rules were floated. That means these rules were further removed, and the idea was government wanted legalization of a little of adulteration that was there. But in February 2020, when we were trying to export honey, there was a mandatory check that was brought, and this was a check which was NMR. As we have discussed, this is a golden standard test to understand the proportion of adulteration in the honey. Now, this was not only used to detect the amount of the high fructose content that was there, but also to understand which of the brands of honey were actually safe. Now, if we go on to the rules of food safety 2011 to 2020 regulations, we would see a significant difference. The difference here is a reduction in the pollen count. Now, as we said, this is an idea to legalize the amount of adulteration. We have reduced the pollen count from 50,000 to 5,000. And that is a significant way where we are legalizing the practice of adulteration in food. Similarly, there is another product, HMF, which is hydroxymethyl furfuryl, which has been added, and the permissible limit here is 80 milligrams per kg. Now, HMF is absent in fresh honey. You do not have any presence of HMF in a fresh honey. However, with the processing, the amount increases, and it is an indication of overheating. So, poor storage conditions, overheating are some of the reasons where you would have higher HMF that would be found. The next important is C3 and the C4. So, these three are the delta test, the 3 delta test, which is the maximum difference between the measured 13 carbon isotopes. The next is the fructose glucose balance and the protein honey. The difference between the protein and the honey and the associated protein extract. So those are the C3 tests. And then we have the SMR and the TMR test. As we said, they were introduced and later abolished. And then we also have the foreign oligosaccharides, which are not found in the honey but have been added later on as a means to understand the permissible level. Now, the amount of adulteration has been significant. If we look onto the total amount of fructose and glucose, the consumption and the imports, we would see that these are the lines which we have. For the dark blue and the light blue line talks about the total fructose and the glucose amount being in the country, consumed in the country, of which all of the fructose we could see and most of the glucose we could see is coming from China. Now, China is one of the major exporters to India for fructose as well as glucose. Now, nearly most of the fructose shipments coming from China have landed to the regions of Delhi NCR, Punjab, the regions of Jaspur, the place where you have the all-pass syrup which is being produced in India. Also, when it comes to glucose, Nasik, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh are the top buyers. Now, this glucose and fructose which has been imported from China is mainly used as an adulterant. When we talk about any of the product that is being imported into the country, we have a system which is HS system, a harmonized system code that describes the type of the good that is being shipped. So if we look onto the HS code and we see the amount of invert sugar syrup that has been imported into the country, the proportion is very, very less, around 1000 to 2500 million tons, metric tons. That is not sufficient for adulteration in honey. However, when it comes to the fructose syrup, when it comes to the golden syrup, when it comes to the various honey blend syrup, so in the name of these, we have an import of nearly 14,500 metric tons, which is a significantly higher amount which could be used for various adulteration purposes. So therefore, we understand that how significant amount of glucose and fructose has been imported. As we said, Woohoo and CNN Foods have been one of the major exporters to India. Both of them lying in the regions of Anhui, which is one of the major rice producing regions of China. Woohoo is one of the companies which is supplying high fructose syrup. However, CNN Foods is being supplying us with honey, comb honey, the bee wax and so on. Now, when they are supplying products to India, they are supplying it under the name of resin technology. Now, what is this uniqueness about resin technology? Resin technology is basically a technology to separate ion exchange and absorbance. Now, what happens is it has been used in various industries. However, the use in honey industry has been recent. So Sunrise, which has released a product, Seplet is a product from China which basically says that this resin purifiers, if added to honey, are capable of removing antibiotics, pesticides, fungicides, and HMF, and therefore increasing not only the shelf life of honey but also improving the color, the texture, the look and feel of the honey. So therefore this resin technology was significantly praised by many of the brands across the country, and there has been the process of adulteration that started. Now what happened was, as we said, the all-purpose syrup, which was not just the amount of high syrup that was there, but also you had liquid glucose, sorbitol, high fructose syrup, rice protein that was added to it, increase the proportion of adulteration in the honey up to 50%, which was not traceable by any of the Indian lab tests. Now the lab test methods we have already discussed. So isotope testing, 3 delta methods, which are the MEX, the pH, which is the protein extract and honey, the associate protein extract and honey, and the next is the fructose glucose test, along with the EA and the LC. What is the difference? EA is the elemental analysis, which is done for C4 sugar, and LC is the liquid crystallography, which is done for C3 syrups. C3 sugar. Now all of these tests along with the SMR and TMR have been important. So SMR is the specific marker for rice, which is a rice marker test, specific marker for rice, and TMR is the trace markers for rice. So even the trace amount of rice syrup can be detected. So these are the important testing methods that have been there. In India, we have been going through the C3 and the C4 test, and later on, now we are talking about the NMR, which is a German technology and a golden standard rule. So what happened is, we collected some of the samples from India. The various Indian brands, 13 Indian brands that we will discuss in a while, were collected. They were tested in Indian laboratories and they were tested in German laboratories. Now let's understand how the authenticity of the honey was seen. Now if we talk about Dabur honey, 3 of the samples were taken. They passed all of the Indian lab tests, but when it comes to TMR, the trace marker for rice, and NMR from German laboratory, both of them failed. Similarly, if we talk about Patanjali, the same scenario happened. Apis Himalaya also failed the Indian laboratory test. The smaller brands that were there failed the Indian laboratory test as well. If we look onto the test from India, I'll repeat again, we have the C4 test, which we have discussed in the previous slide. So C4, which is based on the elemental analysis technique. Then you have the C3 test, which is based on liquid crystallography. Foreign oligosaccharides have been tested, which talks about the starch-based sugar from corn, beetroot, sugarcane. SMR, which is the specific marker for rice syrup being added, have been tested from Indian laboratories. German laboratories tested the trace markers for rice and the nuclear magnetic resonance, through which they were able to understand the tests which were beyond the official permissible limits. Now, as we said, the Chinese import that was coming mainly for the all-purpose syrup, which is being processed in India as well, has a high fructose syrup which can surpass all the Indian lab tests. However, the newer versions of China syrup coming in can also surpass some of the NMR tests as well. So as we can see here, we have another varieties from Bednath, Zandu, Nature Nectar. Now Nature Nectar, of the 2 samples that were sent, one of the sample was able to pass the German lab test in both the TMR and the NMR. One of the samples failed the NMR test. The samples The Indian test for these samples was done at the Center for Analysis and Learning in Livestock and Food, which is the CAF Institute, as it has been named at Gujarat, which is the National Dairy Development Board. So here we had the Indian laboratory test done, and these are the reportings from CSE, Center for Science and Environment. Now coming on to next, for Saffola honey, all of the three tests could pass the German laboratories. Similarly, Mark-fed Sohana honey also was able to pass the German laboratory test in both the cases. So those were of the 13 brands that we have discussed here, only 3 of the brands were able to pass the German lab test, of which from the Nature's Nectar only one of the brand was able to pass the test. The adulteration with C4 sugar is very common in the local honey that is being obtained from Dadev or Hai or Society Naturally. However, the major brands that you see were able to pass the Indian test but have failed the German test. So definitely it is a time for corrective measures. Now what can be the corrective measures? The first is stopping the syrup laundering that is occurring in the country. So be it from China, China is one of the major providers of high fructose syrup and liquid glucose to India, but besides that we have 9 nations, of which proportionately we have an highest import from China. So strengthening strict laws in India, the dilution of the law for SMR and TMR that happened in India needs to be rectified. There should be stringent guidelines with FSSAI, which says that they should need to include TMR test for rice syrup again. Also, they should be allowed to test samples randomly from the market and display the results, disclose the results in public domain. Also, a food system approach must be adopted for better transparency and traceability of the origin and authenticity of the food product coming into. It's not just the honey but other food products, other processed food as well. And then finally, consumer awareness is very important. We need to know what actually we are intaking. So as we said, how much can we trust the food processing companies is a very big and an important question. So this was a case study to help you understand with an example of honey how our diets have been affected. So stay alert, be an alert consumer, and we'll be coming back with many more interesting highlights and case studies. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.